Hello, this is Magda Shares and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for your, as always, cordial and very heartwarming comments. Very interesting comments and something that I can learn from your comments that's so interesting and that's so unique. That's something to be really something to be treasured. Today, I wanted to touch the recent story of Steve and Christy Concalves, who gave an interview to Brian Antin, and the interview was somehow strange. As for the two parents who lost their daughter, and we saw some time ago that mother was very against Brian Koberger, and the father who looked behind the veneer, and he was really involved in the case of I would say turning the tables to search and to find the real person, the real killer. He somehow did not share his wife's opinion that Brian Koberger was the only person who committed the crimes, and he stated it openly that he is not so sure that Brian Koberger is the only person. Now, in Brian Antin's interview, Christy went over the roof. Went over the roof, calling Koberger murderer, convict, someone who should be shackled, and that he should be in cuffs, and that's how he should be presented in during the hearings in courtroom. Well, first of all, let's not forget that this is the person who is not guilty yet, and he is by this woman described a murderer, a convict, and someone who should be or on whom such things as shackles and cuffs should be imposed. Why? That's absolutely disregarding the Constitution of the USA. So that's her idea. I can understand the wrath. The anger. But in this case, people should become somewhat calm and logical thinking. Nothing whatsoever here. Okay, She listened to many. She was on each and every hearing, I suppose. She listened to many pieces of evidence, either from prosecution and the defense. She is aware that many pieces of evidence is missing and that the defense is asking for the 10th time to be given the pieces of evidence that they need. Nonetheless, she calls Brian Kohlberger the killer. So, I guess this is just her idea fixe in her mind, and we cannot discuss with her, because what's to discuss? You cannot convince somebody who is already convinced. And there's a different story with Mr. Concalves, who is definitely more logical and thinks that things in court may change. However, both of them are in favor of tearing the house down. Now, why? This is the crime scene. Some evidence may still be in that house. The explanation is so vague that I cannot fathom why they want to tear the house down. They had never been to the house. They'd never been to that house before, when the daughter lived in that house. They'd never visited her in that house before, and she lived there for a few months. So why tear that house? Why tear that house down? What's the point of that? To destroy the evidence? Are they afraid of something? Or are they being blackmailed by somebody else? I don't know. But that looks strange. I would understand if they would frequent their house, and that house would bring back many memories that now would become so painful. That's not the case. That's not the point. So there must be something different. Now, Mrs. Concall said that she wanted a revenge to that house. Who wants a revenge to a building? Unless she believes in demons. I don't trust a single word she's saying. She wants a revenge to a building. No, she wants a revenge to somebody who was in that building. She wants a revenge, or she wants to hide something that is still in that building. But she doesn't want a revenge to the building where she had never been to. And she has no connection to the building whatsoever. It sounds so ridiculous. Since she didn't even visit Maddie once in that house, what burden is that house for her? Take into consideration, that Maddie had been there for only a few months. Zana's mom accepts the rule to rule out the DP punishment. I mean, the DP. Zana's mom accepts the DP. The concalves, no. Why? They want a revenge to a house. Ridiculous. The house they'd never been to. They call Kohlberger a murderer, although he is innocent until proven guilty. So, what is there about those people? Are those people so enraged that they would kill everybody, including the house? Because it lacks common sense. It definitely lacks common sense. Concalves are strongly for DP and against cameras in the courtroom. Why? Why do you think? Because they do not want to show, or they do not want their emotions to be shown. Because how else? How can we see objectively the emotions? Pictures cannot depict the emotions. Cameras can. They do not want to see us their emotions. Why? Because they have something to hide. I believe some trials, and this is a exceptional trial, should be seen by us and should be televised. So, if the parents of one victim opposes to that, it means, and they have such ridiculous arguments also, it means that they have something to hide. Because otherwise it does not make any sense whatsoever. I don't believe BK decided to switch into Bruce Lee for 8 minutes, climb to the top room and do whatever he did in 8 minutes, because he was not trained in this kind of fight. Leaving no traces behind apart from one, which is the fingerprint, and we know where it is, and that is so dubious. So this must have been done by somebody specializing in this kind of combat, or there are more than one person. I believe so, and I do not agree that the first room the people went to was the upper room. No, the first room they went to was the Ethan's room, because the Ethan had a beef with those frats. And that was the problem. That was the problem. Not an affection, not love, not rejection, but beef between the frats. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the easiest way to explain it, because it can even be seen on CCTV footage. Anything else simply does not make sense. This is what I wanted to tell you. And that's my opinion. So whatever I say is my opinion. Thank you so much for listening to me. And see you next time. Magda shares. Bye.